What are women attracted to? It's something that I struggled with in my early teenage years when I was trying to figure myself out. And in my head, I was playing this whole story mode of being a hopeless romantic, about loving too much and caring too much, and then the other person not caring as much as all foolishness, man. You know, all of that type of energy is repulsive. Now that I'm looking back at it, let me give you a story time to the time all the way back when I first felt my first romantic feelings in my head, the first butterflies, right? I remember there was like this rumor going around school, like, oh, this girl likes you. She likes you. She likes you. Oh, she likes you. And I was like, oh, she likes me? Oh, word? Okay, okay.
She want me. She want me.
I haven't been in this position before, though. What do I say? Like, I guess I just go up to her and just make it official. Like, we just officially boyfriend and girlfriend. And that's just how it is. Okay, let's do this. Bruh, when I went up to her, I was all excited. I was all like, all goofy, smiling. And I'm like, so I heard you got a crush on me. Is it true? And I just looked at her face and I saw the reaction on her face. Like, she was just like, ooh. Ugh. It was such an awkward moment because she was visibly uncomfortable. She was just like looking for a way out, and then she turned to her friend. Oh, my friend said she liked you, and then she just dipped. In my mind, I started busting out the drawing board. I started pulling out equations and shit. I was like, okay, so if a girl likes me and I like her back, she's not gonna like me again. And I was just in elementary school, but the lessons are reoccurring, bro. Like, they keep coming back up. So there was another time where I was talking to this girl, right? This time I made it past the whole like awkward stage. Now we're talking and we're actually considered boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And this time I don't escalate anything. I'm waiting for her to reply to me. I'm waiting for her to come text me and tell me what's up with her day and this and that. And that was dry and boring, right? Sending the good morning texts, like, good morning, good morning, good morning. How was your day? Good morning, good morning. Predictable, dry, bland, and just overall, like, you know, women just don't get turned on by that. But this is where I cracked the code, bro. This is where I cracked the mainframe to the whole matrix. There was this new girl that showed up to my school one time, right? And being that she was new, she didn't have any friends. She didn't have no like nobody to socialize with. So in gym class, right, I saw her by herself on the wall, just chilling, looking lonely and stuff. And I was like, hey man, I feel kind of bad. You know, nobody's talking to her. Let me go over there and talk to her. Not on some Rizzler stuff, not on some like I'm trying to charm her or anything, but it's just that, like, you know, she's just there by herself. Like, nobody else is like really making friends with her. So I'm like, all right, let me go and say what's up. Let me go and introduce myself. We start talking, start chopping it up. She was Trinidad and I'm Jamaican, so we already had like a lot in common to talk about and stuff like that. But there was like this cultural thing that was going on in school where it was the time of the SJWs, social justice warriors, where, you know, people were like, you can't say that to a woman. You need to be. You know, like people who are overly virtuous and they try to like say, I'm a righteous person because I believe in and stand up for this cause. And just to paint a picture of my school, like my school has metal detectors. It has 5 schools in one building. It's like we in the hood, bro. And our teachers were on that type of timing because they were like training teachers. Like, I don't know. I feel like they send the fresh teachers from college to the hood to teach the kid. Like, you know what I mean? Get your little practice over there. So there was a lot of virtue signal in my school, right? And me and my homies, we would crack jokes on the whole scenario. Like, anytime a feminist would just be talking, we'd just be like, get back to the kitchen and make me a sandwich. And in my culture, nobody gets offended by things like that. People usually know that it's a joke. But I remember like the new girl, she was helping me out with like one of my math problems in class. And then she was like trying to explain to me, and we had like a little like playful fight, and she started talking crazy. Like, she started having like a condescending tone. Oh yeah, you got to learn the math problem. And I looked up at her. I'm like, get back to the kitchen and make me a sandwich, woman. I was just joking with her. And she looked at me back and she said, oh, what type of sandwich do you want? And I'm like, oh, okay. I was not expecting that response. Oh, anything, just any type of sandwich. And she's like, all right, I'll give it to you tomorrow. And I'm like, Okay, all right. But to me, in my head, I was thinking, nah, she was probably just trying to call my bluff on a joke. She probably just trying to like kill the joke and shit. Next day, right? I'm in my first period class. She comes in through the door and she gives me the sandwich in a Tupperware, right? I'm like, oh wow, okay, thank you. And this is what happened, right? The rest of the girls in the class, the rest of the women in the class, they saw that I got that from her. And as soon as like that happened, a girl comes up. I like your hair. And this was the time when I had braids. Oh, I like your hair. Who did your hair for you? This chick never talks to me. Why are you talking to me now? Let me enjoy my sandwich. Another girl started talking to me out of nowhere, just starting a conversation with me. And I'm like, huh? And then another one started talking to me. And then another one. And another one. And then it was just like, yo, where is all of this attention coming from? Why do you... Oh, it was the time she gave me the sandwich. They saw that. So women like when you have other women who like you. This was the time when my mentality started switching from the what can I do to prove myself to her into what can she do to prove herself to me. The mindset that I had in the beginning was me putting women on a pedestal. I had them up here and I was down here and I had to like work my way to show them that I can be with them. That was the wrong approach because women are just humans. And the average man gets caught up in the image of women where he deifies them in their head. As much as it would serve the ego, because, you know, everybody's ego wants to be worshipped. It doesn't turn her on. He's doing everything that I tell him to, but he's not the man I want. He doesn't get me wet. This is why you hear all those stories about rich billionaires. They got all the money. They're buying their women all these fancy cars and clothes and they still get cheated on. But this is what I found out. Women are secretly turned on by dominance. They want to be dominated by the right type of person. I should add, like, let me add that context. They want to be dominated by the right type of person. Let me break it down for you. Men are naturally more dominant than women because we are a dimorphic species. Sexual dimorphism is when two sexes of a species come out different, as in one is more bigger than the other, or one comes out a different color than the other. You can see this in lions, ducks, and seals. The bigger sex is the dominant one. So naturally, men wield that power. And remember that Uncle Ben saying when he said, with great power comes great responsibility. Most men out here, they can't handle the power because they haven't learned to control themselves. It's like if you were to give a toddler $1,000, they would spend that on BS. Like, look at all the lottery winners. Every lottery, well, not every lottery winner, I would be lying. Most lottery winners end up bankrupt because they can't manage that amount of money in that short amount of time. It's the same thing when it comes to men to women. Just like the lottery winner that didn't take the time out to learn his finances, to manage himself with the money, he just stuck with his old pattern, old habits, and ended up bankrupt, if not worse. Because what happens when people don't know how to manage themselves or manage the essence of the thing that they're handling, they abuse it, right? They abuse the power. Women want a man that could put her in her place respectfully. You know, you don't have to do none of that. You just be like, listen, I will not tolerate your foolishness. This is called holding your frame. All right. And this works for every interaction. This gains respect in every interaction. When you hold your frame, people are going to try to shift your frame, shift you out of your frame, take you out of your character, right? And try to get you into their frame, into their world, into their narrative, into what they're saying about you, and get you into a reactive state. If you remain true to your character, which means you have to stand for something, it all comes back to the life story, man. You have to stand for something, bro. If you remain true to your character and know who you are within every moment, no one can take you out of your frame. Here's something that I found out about sex. Every time I ejaculate, I always feel tired afterwards. So I didn't want to feel tired no more. I started training myself to go longer, right? I started retaining my seed and eventually I just stopped. I just didn't nut during sex or didn't ejaculate during sex. And my girlfriend at that time was confused. She was like, why are you not doing what you like? Why are you not busting? Like, what? Am I doing enough? Does it feel good? And then she started getting more insecure about her performance. I told her like, yo, I'm just doing this whole semen retention for a while because, you know, that whole bust a nut is making me drained and I don't want to be drained, okay? I told her, but even then, I saw how she tried even harder to get me to you know, damn near became addicted, bro, like, addicted. But she was blowing up my phone, texting me over and over. When can I see you? When can I see you? When can I see you? When you last longer, she tries harder to please you because now she sees it as a reward instead of routine. The nice guy finishes last because he feels like a routine to the girl. Every time you say, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. No surprise. There's no excitement. There's nothing that would get her turned on because it's like she already knows your move before you make it. She already knows what you're going to say before you say it. That's what happens when you pedestalize somebody. They become your god and you become a peasant to them. When you treat somebody like a celebrity, they'll treat you like a fan because you're subconsciously telling yourself that you're not good enough for them, and they'll subconsciously feel it. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you don't. I'll catch you on the next one.
Sometimes I get way too caught up inside the illusion. All I'm just saying is I'm learning I'm just a human. Trapped in a world where they take our love and confuse it. Trapped in a world where I can only speak through the music. I think that we all forgot what's the main importance to the plot. This is the story of life. Somehow you paying the price. Somehow the fame in the game got you gas, now you looking for light. I cannot gain with no pain, all attachments I'm cutting tonight. All the demons that's holding me tight gon' release when I open my eyes and I see that the power is mine. I won't leave without myself this time. Give me reasons that you're not a lie. See your soul through your eyes.